This was the home of publisher Victor Seward and his wife Elizabeth. After attending college, Victor moved away from Stillwater to learn the newspaper business, first working at the St. Paul Dispatch and then starting his own paper in Redwood Falls. Experience in hand, he returned to town in 1873, and with his brother-in-law, S.S. Taylor, purchased the Stillwater Messenger and began a career as one of the city's most influential men. "He is a lively and newsy chronicler of the events of the day," one contemporary wrote. This Queen Anne-style house was built in 1886, only 2 years after St. Mary's Church was completed across the street. In a neighborhood surrounded by the homes of wealthy lumbermen, the Sewards' home was relatively modest in size, but made to look grand by adding features that never quite fit. The corner tower, the elaborate parade porch, and the belvedere on top, offering, as its name implies, a beautiful view. One historian wrote, "In a city filled with architectural eccentricities, this is perhaps the most peculiar of them all." In October 1892, Victor stepped out of his office on Main Street and began walking down the street, followed in the shadows by George Peters, a recently fired reporter. From behind Seward there came a shout, and as he turned, Peters pulled a revolver and shot him in the head. The wounded man staggered into the doorway of a nearby store, where the assassin followed him and fired twice at point-blank range. After onlookers pinned down Peters, Seward was taken to his home on a stretcher, where he died early the next day. Elizabeth stepped into her husband's footsteps as publisher, proprietor, and editor of the Messenger, assisted by their daughter, Minnie. Elizabeth was one of a kind, as a reporter called her, one of the few women publisher-editors in Minnesota before World War I. When Elizabeth died in 1902, her obituary said, "She was a woman of literary tastes and attainments." One of the home's next tenants, Sheriff Adam Marty, was active in the Grand Army of the Republic, the Civil War Veterans Association. In 1905, he invited the ladies of the GAR to meet at the home for their statewide convention. The Stillwater Gazette reported, "By afternoon it was a fine gathering, with the women, like the old veterans, being well along in life. The pretty lawn was decorated with large flags, and there many sat to converse and renew friendships." The following year, St. Mary's Catholic Church acquired the house, turning it into a convent for the Benedictine nuns who taught at the school across the street. To create more space, new rooms were added on the north side, leaving the tower in an awkward position. In recent years, the house has been restored to its original use as a single-family home, still offering, as Elizabeth Seward said, everything needed for comfortable housekeeping.